Alright, bro. What's up? My name, you can call me Turk Babe. You feel me? Uh, I usually don't make videos like this, bro. Like I don't make videos. I don't really. I'm real antisocial. But son told me to just start recording my journey on me doing what I'm doing. So I'm just give you a backstory. Like I said, my name Turk Babe. You can call me Turk. I don't really like people calling me by my real name, but my name Rashid. You feel me? Rashid Smith. I make art, bro. Like I make art. I make a lot of art. Like that's one thing I always loved when I was a kid. You feel me? And I'm gonna try to get through this as fast as I can. I don't want to be prolonging, complaining, all type of shit. I always love art. The main art I love is graffiti. That's like my primary. That's my first one. I can do graffiti first, art second, anything else, weaving, sewing, whatever the fuck. That's later. Uh, I'm from Baltimore. Like I'm from Baltimore, Baltimore. Like a lot of people, I don't like saying all this dumbass shit because it sound corny and shit. But a lot of niggas, a lot of people, they grow up in the same hood. Like they I don't know how, but like they have literally lived on the same block their whole life. You feel me? Yo, I've lived. You from Baltimore? You know, I lived up. I lived on Fulton Avenue. I lived on North Avenue. I done lived. I definitely was up there in Cherry Hill with my brother when he moved up there. My older brother. I lived Scott Street. I lived. That's over there by the Raven Stadium. I lived fucking uh, Greenmount over east. Uh, I lived in a lot of O'Donnell Heights, Dundalk, but before they tore down O'Donnell Heights. And yeah, I lived in a lot of places in Baltimore. I lived in like three shelters before I was in high school. Like I lived in like three shelters with my family. Uh, I got like seven siblings or whatever, but we all come from the gutter. Like all of us come from the gutter. You feel me? All of us come from the gutter. I just was the one out of all my siblings that was like the most talented one and the most pursuing one. Now, from elementary school to fucking like my whole elementary school, whenever I had art, I loved it. I don't know why. I just loved it. I loved to make stuff. I still remember when I was in pre-K and one day the art teacher had us blow up balloons, tie up the bottom. Then we would wet a piece of tissue, put it on the balloon, and then keep doing it, doing it, doing it, doing it. Then we let it dry. We came back the next day, popped the balloon, and it was like building a sculpture. Like I did that when I was in jail. When I was bored, I made like a person out of that. I had a book. I think it was the 48 Laws of Power. I ripped half of that out and used it to create a person while I was in jail. Um, but whenever I had art class in elementary school, I always loved it. I don't know why. I always loved it. Uh, Middle school, I started studying. Like that's when, what was that like? '08. Like I was running. Like we moved to the county, and then when we moved to the county, we always still was in the city. Like somehow, like I was in Baltimore County, but we always somehow was in the city, running around with all our friends and all that shit. But when I was in the house, I'd be on the computer and I'd be studying shit. Like I'd be studying. Like look, this is that's my man Rhino. He big as a bitch. He's the size of the window. But that's like I was just studying art, bro. Like I always was studying art. Uh, I would be looking up graffiti and trying to understand like what what like what is being up, what is bombing, what is tags, what is throw ups, what is toys, what is like all that stuff. When I got into high school, that freshman year, whenever I was in class, I would have pieces of paper and just be drawing. By the end of my freshman year, my English teacher had us do an assignment. She said, uh, write down what you're gonna be in the next 5 years or what you wanna be. I had a whole essay about I wanna be one of the best graffiti artists ever. That's what my mind was thinking, like that's all the fuck I was thinking. She told me, this real shit, she told me, stay after, like she stay after school, I need you to rewrite the paper. I was like, okay, I ain't even questioning it. I was like, okay. So I stayed after and I rewrote the shit and added more stuff to it. So it was even longer. She read it and then she was like, I remember it was this pregnant teacher. She was like, you might want to reconsider doing something else because she's an English teacher. She was like, you might want to reconsider doing something else because artists, like pursuing an art career is not something that you can really do and make money off of it and succeed and this and that. Yo, she told me that shit. Yo, I walked out of school, nigga, I was heartbroken. I literally stopped drawing. Just stopped drawing. I started doing what other people started doing. Like my 10th grade year, everybody's playing basketball. I'm literally like 6'4". My little brother's 6'5". So I'm 6'4". I'm like, fuck it. I'm about to start playing basketball. So I started playing basketball, but that shit wasn't for me, yo. I literally I made one jumper in a game. When I made it, I was so fucking excited. Everybody in the crowd was looking at me crazy, like, what the fuck? Because I actually fucking scored. And then once the season was over, I started practicing. Like, I just started practicing. I was watching And1 videos. I was doing a whole bunch of shit. I printed out a piece of paper for shit that I could work on my legs so I could start dunking. Then I was dunking. I had handles and I was dunking and I could do mid-range shots. My 3-point was bullshit. But I eventually, by the time 11th grade year, basketball came around, and for some reason, I got nice as shit. And then literally, I just didn't go. I just didn't go with that shit for some reason. I didn't, cause now I'm starting to be bad. I'm hanging out with one of my friends. He older than me. He live in my neighborhood. He older than me. Him and his homeboy, my man Dominic and Carlos. I'd be chilling with Dominic and Carlos, but I'd be chilling with Carlos. He had the Xbox, so I'd be playing that shit all the time with him. Street Fighter, whooping his ass. I'd be whooping his ass. I love video games. But sure enough, they always be like, "Yo, I'm about to start smoking." Not like I'm about to start smoking right now, but they was like, "Yo, I'm about to go smoke." You feel me? I'm about to go smoke. So I'm like, okay. And the third time they said that shit, I was like, never smoked a blunt in my life. I was like, I'm about to, bro, I want to smoke. They looked at me like, hey, you want to smoke? I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, I want to smoke. I went out with them, never forget it, smoked my first blunt, and it was downhill from there. Like, it was downhill from there. I already was, like, I was already wilding and shit like that. But once I started smoking, it was downhill from there, because I started smoking. Now as I'm smoking, I'm like, shit, I'm smoking it. Shit, I can might as well sell the shit. And I'm out Columbia, where it's nothing but square ass motherfuckers. It is some real motherfuckers out there if you know about it. But it's a lot of squares out there. You feel me? It's a lot of squares, hippies, stuff like that. Like certain people. You feel me? It's real suburban. You feel me? Like, but those people still out there. But they want to get high and shit. And I'm in high school, so I'm like, I'm selling it. I'm coming to school. I remember I'm coming to school with like the big, what is it? The big peanut butter jar. I took the big peanut butter jar, scooped all the peanut butter out of it, put motherfucking a black trash bag in there, glued around it, start putting dime bags and 20s in there, put the top on, it looked like peanut butter, like in a lunch bag. And it's crazy because I started selling candy first, and then I started selling drugs. Then I go to the locker room in like by the gym, and you know when you change your clothes for gym, and they give you the, you feel me? I bought a lock, and then I literally just picked a random locker, put the drugs in there, put the scale in there, put all that shit in there, put the combination lock on there. And anytime I need to make sales in the school, I literally be like, yo, come to me after, boom. So now it's 12th grade year. I'm bad as shit. Like bro, I'm bad as a motherfucker. The plug, like my OG from New York, he out there, and he literally like I don't know. He putting me down. You feel me? Like we really riding from Columbia to Baltimore to pick up ounces of some good shit and bring it back out there. And I'm slowly building up. Like you feel me? I'm doing dumb wild shit. Like I'm doing dumb wild. I was like 16 in the strip club on Baltimore Street my first time. Uh, we was rapping. Bro. I was doing a lot of shit, and then I had my little brother with me and his little clique. Them niggas looked up to me, cause I'm like I'm the one selling drugs and smoking. I'm giving these niggas drugs to smoke. Now they really smoking. Like it was just bad, bro. I broke my hand on a nigga face cause he snitched on my mans. I caught witness tampering, and assault. Man, it was all types of shit. All I know is this, nigga. Eventually, I come back to drawing for some reason. I go back to drawing. I'm drawing. But I'm really making some shit. But I'm bad. Like I'm bad as fuck. Sure enough, those agenda books they give you for the hallway to go to the bathroom, stuff like that. I turned it into a sketchbook, and I would steal the markers out of the teacher's classroom, and I'd be drawing like all types of stuff. I still got the books. Some of it I don't. But then slowly, I asked my mother. I was like, "Ma, can you get me an airbrush machine for Christmas? Only costs like $40. I know you're gonna give me something stupid. Can you give me something that I'm gonna really use?" Got that. I start airbrushing my sneakers. I start airbrushing shirts. So now everybody want the new phone posits that came out, but now I done made some phone posits that's just, you know, and we kids looking at it and they like, hey, yo, I want that. Dang, I want your shirt. Then eventually, I customize a pair of Timbs. I would go to the art teacher after school and show her my art. And I'd be like, look at this. And she'd be like, Rashid, just keep going, keep going, keep going. And that's what I'd be doing. Then eventually, I got my mother to buy me a tattoo kit. Crazy as shit. Crazy as shit. But she did it for me. You feel me? I tattooed my arms, I tattooed other people's arms, I tattooed it. Like, this is my high school year. I'm in art. Then eventually, I remember I wearing my clothes in high school, and the teachers, like, I was bad as shit, and the teachers was like, no, the principal was like, you can't wear that in here no more. You can't wear your clothes anymore. Like, it's sending too much of a message. What you drawing on the front is real aggressive. All that. I still got the shirts. So I had to stop wearing my shit, and then eventually I'm selling drugs. Like I'm really, really selling drugs. The SWAT team, like my man snitched on me, so the SWAT team came in, blitzed the house while I was asleep, and put all these guns in my face, threw me on the floor. FBI in the house. They come in, you know, they get me out of there. You feel me? But I beat the case because I'm like 17. You feel me? Then because of that happening, I got kicked out of school. I couldn't go to prom. Couldn't do hella shit. Had to go to summer school to graduate. I remember my girlfriend prom. Like that day of prom, I went to the plug, busting. The first time I drunk lean, got like that much, poured it in a bottle, drunk some of that shit, and then I took a picture with her right before she went to prom. But after that, I was just drawing. I graduated summer school. I wanted to go to Micah. Couldn't do that, so I went to ACC college. Had to take all these fucking courses, and the art was in there. And when I went to art class, I had an ankle monitor on my shit, and then they was like, "Well, everybody tell us what type of art you do." So all I heard was graphic design. fine art, graphic design, fine art, graphic design, and then it got to me, and I was like graffiti, tattooing, airbrush. I started saying a whole bunch of shit, and they was looking at me like, "What the fuck?" But eventually, I dropped out because that shit was not for me. Like that art, like a lot of the shit in the art class, it was like elementary school shit because it's a community college, and it was just like, yo, fuck this shit. This shit corny. I left, and I kept teaching myself. Then eventually, I'm just drawing. Years of drawing. We moved back to the projects. I'm drawing. I'm bombing the streets now. I'm bombing the streets. I'm making a name. Bombing the streets. You feel me? Then literally, life goes on, and I'm like trying to figure everything out. I'm trying to figure out how to be rich off of what I'm doing. Sure enough, in the future, like I just keep dipping and dabbing and shit. But it's a lot of time. It take a lot of time to go through those trial and errors because you gotta come up with the idea first. Then you gotta fuck up. Then you gotta sharpen it. So it was like it took a lot of time. So literally, bro, I'm just about to document every fucking day. If you don't know the rest of the story, all I can tell you is like from after I drop out of college, after I move back to the project, afterward, just go on my Instagram and look. Cause that was when I was like 20. I'm 27 now. But from that to that, bro, I did hella shit. Like, I mean, yo, I did hella shit with the art. Like literally, there's a Lil Durk video with my art in it because I lived in the projects. He came to Graffiti Alley that was right down the block from me. It was on North Avenue. He did a video with my art in it. It's this one girl that do comedy in Baltimore. I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but I forgot her name. I don't really watch her that much. She made a rap song, did like millions of views on Instagram and millions of views on YouTube, but my art is in that fucking video. Um, I remember I was making t-shirts. Like this t-shirt I made, I just didn't finish it. Like I splattered it up and all that, but I didn't finish it. Uh, I was down Lexington Market selling hella t-shirts to people. To eventually I had everybody in the city wearing my shit, but it was nothing but drugs, sex, guns, all types of crazy shit down there. There's drugs I never even heard about down there. I learned about hella drugs down there. I thought it was just weed, crack, heroin. It was fucking Molly, Bukes, Deans, Adderalls, Finnegans, footballs, all types of shit down there. Like all everything you can think of. This was zombie land down there, and I was the only one that was doing something positive and trying to do that shit. And I was out there. Then I left. Like, oh no. Then I left Lexington Market and I went to the other side where it's like, it's clean. It's way more people. It's way more diverse. And then I took him. It's not exactly him. He the second one, but I took something like that, and I literally sat there and I painted on that in front of people from like August to November, from like 10 in the morning or to 12 in the afternoon to 12 o'clock at night every fucking night. Like the whole city knows. Like they know that, like, you know, I can walk through the city and people would be like, oh bro, I remember you did it. But the only thing is, I made hella money off of it. But I'm gonna be real with you, there were days where I made like $5 for painting for 12 hours. But I might meet somebody, I might network with somebody, or hella people might see me. But then there was times where I made like, bro, it was times where I made like 180 dollars in 3 hours on a Sunday, and then I kept painting and then just kept doing it. I left the next year. I left. I said I made a buzz in the city, but I'm still not blowing up on the internet. I'm not, like, I got a name in the streets, but I don't. But I was like, yo, a lot of people think, hey, yo, I'm gonna wait until somebody finds me and then I'm gonna blow up. I was like, fuck that. I'm doing this shit myself. Why not just leave and go somewhere and take the big step and just do the same shit you did somewhere else? So that's what I did the next year. Next year, I literally I tried to go to Delaware. That's too small. I went to Philly, killed that. When I was in Philly, I made $700 in 2 days off of t-shirts. In 2 days, bro. Uh, what else? I went to Jersey, and when I went to Jersey, I went to Newark, New Jersey. Then I went to Jersey City. I even tried Trenton, like doing the pop up. Boom, 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 boom. I made some money out there. I literally sold fuck 12 shirts to the police, and it wasn't like how you think it was. It literally was like I was out there for 3 days. They came, they came to me and was like, bro, you can't be here. You don't have a license. I was like, I have a license to sell. I was like, huh. They looked at it. They was like, this license is for Maryland. I'm thinking in my mind like a driver's license. Like, oh, you got a license. You can do this shit anywhere. I was like, oh. He was like, bro, you gonna have to pack up and leave. And while they were talking to me and shit, like 30 people was it's you can see pictures of me on my Instagram or when I was doing it, but not this. But it was like 30 people that surrounded me and the police. And me as a businessman, I was like, okay. I was like, well, I'm doing something positive, but if I gotta move, can you at least give me a tip so I can at least make sure this day count for something? You feel me? The dude was like, fuck it, give me. He said, give me three fuck 12 shirts. So I was like, oh shit. Sold the police fuck 12 shirts. Crazy as shit. I was like, yo, I can sell anything to anybody, bro. And then more people bought shirts after that. Uh, then I was like, yo, I'm gonna kill Philly. I'm gonna kill Jersey. And then I'm gonna go to New York. I was waiting on New York. I was waiting on it. I was like, I'm definitely, I'm gonna wait on it. Once it get July, and it was the year of COVID, so I was like, okay, bro, why the fuck when I went out in New York, I bought some weed from some niggas out in Manhattan that was selling CDs, because what they was like, I seen them, and I'm a good person, so I seen them. I was like, bro, no, he was like, bro, we got CDs. I'm thinking in my head, like, CDs, like, we live in a whole new day and age. They was like, any donation to help. I gave them $5. They looked at me like, they was like, different kind of artists. We a different kind of artists. That was the exact words. I was like, all right, here you go. Here go $20. I was like, bro, I hope when I come down here, y'all support me as much as I'm supporting y'all. Then they was like, bro, we got some weed, bro. So I'm like, okay, I'm way out in New York. So, and I was doing hella drugs on the road. Like I was sipping lean. I was doing bars. I was smoking weed, bro. I was stressing, bro. I was stressing, yo. There was a whole bunch more shit going on, but I just was using that as coping mechanism. But I was definitely smoking. Sure enough, I buy like an eighth. I go to my car, I smoke, I went to sleep, I wake up, bro. I'm schizophrenic now. I'm schizophrenic. Like they sold me some shit that was laced, and the next day I was fucked up. And I'm not talking about oh you drunk, oh you high, you eventually gonna come down. Bro, I almost died off of Xanax one time. I was asleep for like 5 days, blacking in and out, sitting in the same spot, didn't move a muscle. But like, bro, this shit fucked me up. Like, you know how you see people on the streets and you be like, yo, that's a junkie. That might not be a junkie, bro. That motherfucker might be schizophrenic or have a mental disorder or something, and they are so fucking lost in the sauce. They trying to figure it out. Bro, I was so fucked up that somehow, yo, I was hearing shit, seeing shit, believing shit that wasn't shit. I ended up, I ran into a police officer and I looked at him like, I was like, bro, I need help. He was like, what? I was like, bro, I need help. You feel me? I lost my car out there. I couldn't get it back. All types of shit. All the money that I had on me, I fucking lost it. I didn't spend it. I literally lost it. Like, they put me in the hospital. I blacked out in the motherfucking chair because I was walking through New York for 3 days. 3 days, like high as fuck. But at the same time, when I came down off the high, I became schizophrenic. And if you don't know what schizophrenic is, look it up. It's basically some shit that you need to look up because there's a lot of people that's fucked up. I went from doing all that shit. I went from doing beautiful shit like this, bro, selling t-shirts and all that to straight fried. And then literally I had bro. I was out that bitch trying. I was out that bitch whole on my birthday. On my birthday, it was my birthday hit. Like 3 days later, from when they sold me that weed and shit, my birthday hit. I had no phone. I had no money. I had nothing, bro. I literally was on 220th something like that, where it was nothing but like foreigners. It was a foreign project, bro. I had nothing. I literally went to a gas. I seen a dude standing in front of a McDonald's holding doors with a cup in his hand. I was like, yo, I gotta get the fuck out of here, bro. I gotta get back home. Like, I was fighting what was up here, but on this side, like me at heart, I was like, yo, I gotta get the fuck out of here, bro. I gotta get back home. Man, I found a work vest, put it on. I found a big ass Deer Park bottle of water. I ripped it in half, and I fucking seen a gas station, and I stood in front of that bitch at like 8 in the morning to like 8 in the afternoon, and I made $136. And then literally, I was so schizophrenic right afterwards. Y'all walked into a fucking ice cream store and was about to stab everybody with some scissors. They fucking ran out of that bitch and called the police. The police grabbed me and said, what's wrong? And I couldn't tell them what was going on because I didn't know what was going on. I was like, bro, I'm on Molly right now. And he was like, okay. They put me in the hospital and I just sat in the fucking bed and I passed out because I was so tired. Woke up the next morning. They released me like 5 in the morning. I went to Target, got a $20 phone, got that bitch back on the grid. I ain't even hit my mother up. I ain't even hit my mother up and tell her what happened. I didn't even want to let her know. I just wanted to keep figuring it out and keep hustling until I got back home and got the car and all that shit. But eventually, my mom hit me up on Instagram and said the police said that the car was towed. So she came to New York, came and got me, brought me back home. I was fucked up, bro. I was fucked up for 2 years. Then I got locked up for some dumb shit. Like I wasn't doing drugs, selling drugs to people and this and that. I was so schizophrenic, bro. I really was standing outside of Walmart, looking at everybody, normal as shit, normal how I look right now. A dude walked past me and I just slapped the shit out of him, slapped him, boop. Then literally I was at a Wawa's that same day, and me and a dude had an altercation. This dude said I robbed him, so I ended up getting locked up for that shit the next fucking day, like literally. And I was in jail for like 8 months, and then they did a test on me to see if something was wrong with me. But it was like, fuck no, we not releasing him, bro. Something wrong with him. And they sent me to the psychiatric hospital, the basically the crazy place, the hospital prison. You feel me? And then eventually, thank God, but I snapped out of it, like, cause I was in a healthy environment, even though everybody around me was crazy, and then I was looking at everybody that was really fucking tore up, and I was like, bro, I'm not crazy. Something happened to me, and they fucked me up, like they fucked me up, bro, like, but I'm not crazy, bro. And me being in a healthy environment around people that care and a beautiful view of fucking trees and grass and bunnies hopping and all that stuff. basically helped me just snap out of it. And me fighting, I snapped out of it quick. Like, and then I came home, and once I came home, I had to get used to being back around people because I was just in jail, and then I was just around like crazy people. Like one of the dudes that was in there with me, my main man Corey, I posted him on my Instagram. I can call him, like, me and him got released. He good. I can call him right now, and he could tell you, like, there was some crazy people in there, bro. But I had to get readjusted back to reality. So I was in the crib. I wasn't doing this. Like, this wasn't even here. I wasn't doing this. But basically, I had to find a job. I'm like, okay, and I'm schizophrenic on paper, so I had to start completely over from fucking ground zero. Trying to get a job wasn't really working. Then I started getting into other shit that was fucking me up. And then by the end of the year, I got released in April. By December, I was like, yo, fuck everything, fuck everybody. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not being around nobody. I'm just going to get back to my roots and focus on art. You feel me? And sure enough, last year, all I did was make clothes, network, and I had a plan. Like, by the because I already did the groundwork. Like, I did all the fucking groundwork. Like, I need to do more, but I did a lot of groundwork. But I was like, I'm going for the kill this year. But last year I was like, yo, I'm gonna do everything to set myself up so I could have a strong foundation. I could jump out there, try to make $20,000 off of t-shirts within a month or less. Try to get a social media presence, all that stuff. If you don't believe me, I'm gonna show you something I did last year. Well, yeah, last year, cause it's January right now, which was last year. Let me see if I can. This, God damn it. Let me see if I could, like, just give me a second. Bear with me. Bear with me. Just give me 1 second. Cause if I could show you, then you'll know. I just gotta get all this other stuff out the way. Come on, laptop. Okay. Come on. Okay. See this? This is a video of me painting. Those are other people around me, and that's people reposting it. A whole bunch of people reposting it on Instagram. It's just me networking. And that's what I made. If you don't know my Instagram is creative.baby. So yeah, that's just something I was doing, like, in the process of networking. But and I do big stuff, like big stuff. So I know what the fuck I'm doing right now, but I'm fighting a court case from fucking 2000 and fucking, what is it, 2020? Yo, I've been in jail for this same shit twice, and I ain't even do nothing. I caught a DUI, a fucking DUI. I've been in jail twice for this same case. Like, sat for like a month and a half. Yeah, and that's nothing. But bro, who the fuck wants to be in jail and fucking the CO's playing with your mind? They making you wear a fucking suicide vest that look like a dress. They spitting in people's food. They walking through the fucking tier with whips in their hand. Everybody fucking tripping. And it's jail. This ain't even like, bro, they put me in a level 3 pre-class, and I had a level 1 charge. Bro, the first time I was in jail, they locked me in a cell 24 hours a day with no water in a cell. It was piss, cum, everything you could think of. They put certain stuff in the air vent that'll mess up your breathing and just lock me in the cage, bro. It was just, It was like they treat you like an animal in there. So who the fuck wants to be in there? But I'm fighting that case right now for the third goddamn time. A DUI, bro. A DUI, bro. This is not in Baltimore. This is in Pennsylvania. This is while I was traveling, and I wasn't even smoking weed. I wasn't smoking weed. I just had weed in my bloodstream, and literally they just slapped me with a fucking DUI, bro. And they drew my blood and said, "Yep, take 30 days to get weed out your system." I don't smoke weed no more. Like, I don't do no drugs. Like, bro, I've been clean since I've been home. Like, but most definitely this whole year, I'm just gonna, goddamn phone. What the? Yeah, but this whole year, I'm just basically going to document everything. I'm going to try to document as much as I possibly can of me trying to